Hello, DigiDestin, and welcome back to the King's Court. Now, this is going to be the next deck profile for the next. I guess you can almost also call this like a part two to the most recent Agumon Expert video that I did about a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and go check it out. It's pretty good. In that video, I went over how the deck works, my first experience playing it, how I felt getting used to the deck, and overall how the deck can be, some different tech ideas we could use, especially since this is for the BT12 meta, not for the EX4, and definitely not for the BT14. Because when those cards come out, this deck is gonna jump from like Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 3 almost. This deck is gonna get really good nuts. So, before we get to the deck profile, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Where do you think Shinegreymon is going to place on the tier? I think this deck is going to shoot up straight to top of tier 1 personally, just from what I've seen and some of the records we've seen. Although I could be wrong. It could be tier 1, like mid tier 1, bottom tier 1. Heck, it could not even be tier 1 at all. It could be tier 2 for all I know. We do play a best of 2 out of 3, usually here in the West, as compared to they do in Japan and etc. So, for all we know, it could be very different because, let's not forget, at one point, War Greymon X, or Red War Greymon, the one that when they used to hit for basically one hit, everyone thought was going to be the top deck here, and once we got to that, it really wasn't. So, we don't know. I'm just going by personally what I think, and I think this deck's going to be nuts, personally. So, I've been playing it for about a couple of weeks now on the side. For the record, anyone who's watched the Agumon Expert and any of our subscribers for Digimon here know that I usually play Black War Greymon. Black War Greymon's still the main. Don't get me wrong, I'm never dropping that deck. But I want to bring, like I said in other videos, I wanted to start bringing a little more variety to the Agumon Expert series. So, and overall our rotation for the decks that we play here, because we've been recording some gameplay lately. We got them almost ready. We just got to voice over them first. So that way people know they see a deck and they're like super, because usually it's either me or channel member Michael playing against someone at our locals or something. So if you want to see some of that also, and as a recording of this video, we are 1 subscriber away from hitting our 100 subscriber goal for this month. And this is going to end as soon as that's done. We're going to start preparing for our 100 subscriber special. So if you don't want to miss that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Follow our social media so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you just want to see funny memes that we post. So let's get now that that's all out of the way. Let's get to the deck. Let's go with the Digitamas first, obviously. This is got to be still my favorite Koromon. Was it EX1? BT5, right, it's from the structure deck. It's been a while. The Draw 1 Koromon. What can I say? Everyone who's been playing the game for a while knows what this Koromon does. If you're new to the game, for the record, hi, nice to meet you. Or new to our channel, nice to meet you as well. Really quick, I'll put up right here, just in case. I'll wait for this to focus. Okay. There it is. Go ahead, pause right there. Basically, when attacking, if your Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, you get a draw. Short, sweet, easy to the point, straight to the point. And which is very good because red doesn't have a lot of draw power. It's not, blue has pretty much the best draw power. Blue? Would I say blue? Yeah, I think I would say blue. Yeah, because they got like all their Davises and stuff like that. They got a lot of draw and search power. So red, we really don't have a lot of that. So we need to take advantage of what we do have. And honestly, this Koromon is probably still the best Koromon we got right now for the red base, at least when it comes to red Greymon tribal decks. There's obviously like a bunch of black Koromons that are really good for the future Greymon tribal deck, like War Greymon decks. I've gone over those like tons of times. You want to see any of our past Agumon Expert videos where I talk about Black War Greymon? I'm sure you can find them. I think I got them in a playlist. If not, I'll make one later. So, Except for the Koromon. Not much to say right there. On to the rookies. Now, this lineup is definitely going to change, but these aren't right here. The BT12 Agumon. I'm still playing, I really like playing the structure deck Agumon. That gives you an extra 2k when you swing at your opponent. And obviously, what can I say? Like I said, it's a red Greymon based strategy. I'm playing the Agumon X Antibody. Pretty much all these cards play a very vital role in the deck. This one is definitely the best one in the deck right now. Lets you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, add either a Greymon and a Marcus if you reveal one, and add them both to your hand. This one gives your Digimon an extra 2k when swinging at your opponent. And this one lets you look at the top 3, and you can even Digivolve on top of one of your Agumon for an extra draw. So that's even crazy right there. So that's the main lineup. The reason we play these 12, and not like the red or the black Agumon, the red-black Agumon. Don't get me wrong, I love that card, but it's because, and some people are probably even thinking, how come we just don't play the promo Agumon? Well, that's because of this guy right here. I'll go over that right now, I guess. That's because of our champion lineup. Shinegreymon. BT12 Geo Gray. My cards fell over. Now, the reason we played those Agumon is because of this guy right here. Let's see right here. Should focus. Let's see. Man. Oh, I hate it when it takes this long. We'll focus now. Oh, there it is. Well, we had it for a sec, but I'm sure you can look it up. But basically, it's the traits above when digivolving. Normally, this would cost 3 to digivolve on top of a level 3 Digimon, but right here, digivolve 2 from a level 3 Agumon with dinosaurs in its traits. Now, the reason that's important is because this is more like on Digimon lore. The Agumon 2006 is what the Agumon in this deck is usually referred to, is officially referred to as, the bigger one with the huge head and the, it's got like boxing gloves. Well, not boxing gloves, but it's got like fighting straps on for like that sort of thing. Is because the normal Agumon that we're all used to for like War Greymon X decks, like War Greymon decks, Black War Greymon as well, are considered reptiles in its traits. But all versions of this Agumon is considered a dinosaur. You can see right there. And not only that, Agumon X is also a dinosaur. Yep, see right there. Dinosaur and X antibody. So, that's a little trivia right there. That's why we play these Agumon over the other ones, because no matter what, as long as we have, like, let's say we have, like I said before, this is the one you usually want in the raising area, you could Digivolve for 2 on top of it. Or if you started off with one of these two, because they're both still Agumon and have dinosaur traits, you could Digivolve for 2. You don't have to play for 3. And that really, and saving that memory, especially against decks like the Memory Choke, is very, very useful and important. So that's why we play those Agumon. And the next there's not a lot of champions in this deck because there's not a lot of Shinegreymon cards. You could really make like an entire probably top 15 of all the standard Greymon cards there are. But there's not a lot of Shinegreymon cards. There's really this one, this yellow one that was used in the old yellow-based Shinegreymon deck, and this one that I'm playing 4 of, the structure deck Shinegreymon. Now, the reason we play this one is really because there's not a lot of options right now. We'll be getting a new Shinegreymon when EX4 rolls around, but for right now, this is what we can do. We can deal with. But plus, its security effect's not bad, honestly. Let's say hypothetically we're like going first or something, and we manage to like let's say hypothetically first, second, either one. Let's say our opponent's swinging at a security with like a smaller Digimon or something, or heck, if they got like a floodgate like Shumon, Madoki Betamon, Solarmon, etc., depending on what you're playing against. You reveal this security, it will play itself, and it can pop a Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. And sometimes that does come, in handy. So it's not terrible, but there's going to be better support later on. But for right now, it's okay. And the next champion we run here, I decided to run two Agumon, two Agunimon. This deck is filled to the brim, and I mean to the brim, with Tamer cards. So being able to get that little extra swing actually comes up a lot. Like I said, I play in my Agumon Expert. I played this deck on my locals about a week ago. Yeah, a week ago. And I managed to top with it. I only lost one round out of like 4 rounds. We were going to go 5, but some people a lot of times people end up dropping when they're like dead last. So, I know some guy had to go to work. So yeah, we ended up only going 4 rounds. I only lost once in my third round. I'll go over it really quick. My first and second round, I played against Red Hybrid. I won both of those 2-0. And third round, I lost. I played against channel member Michael and his Machinedramon deck, and that deck, I'm going to be honest, right now, this deck can't really do much against Machinedramon, because especially if they're still playing the old Machinedramon card, because that thing can't have its DP reduced, so what can you do? And my last round, I won 2-0 as well. I won against Bellstramon. Don't sleep on that deck. That deck's pretty good still, honestly. So I managed to get, so the deck did pretty well, and right now there aren't a lot of things I would change up. Maybe a few of the tamers I'll go over in a bit, but the Digimon lineup itself, well, actually no, I might switch out a few things. I'll go over that when I get to it. But the champions, I think this is fine. I mean, maybe I would consider another Agunimon, but I think 2 is fine, honestly. 2 is fine. All right. Sip for the champs. Now, this is where things can get a little confused, like debatable, basically, the ultimate lineup. I played 4 of the BT12 Rise Greymon. I feel like this is like one we can all agree on. It's a really good card. I'll put it up here in case no one's ever seen it. Go ahead and pause right there. That should be readable, I think. Oh, sorry, there's like a glare. Sorry about that. When digivolving, if you have a yellow tamer or a red tamer in play, gain 1 memory. So, basically, it digivolves for 3 from Geogreymon. Basically, you're only paying 2. All turns, once per turn, when one of your tamers is deleted, place 1 Marcus Daemon from your trash to the top of your security. And that does come up. Same with its inheritable. Does the same thing, basically. So, trust me, that does come up. We'll go over that in a bit. I decided to go with 4 of the Rise Greymon X antibodies. And this is where I decided to try this out, and I actually liked this. I played 2 of the old school yellow Rise Greymon. Really quickly, what these cards do. Oh, shoot. Let's see. The Rise Greymon X antibody digivolves for 1 from Rise Greymon. When you play 1 yellow or red tamer card from your hand without paying its memory cost, you may play, from your hand. Then, if Rise or Greymon or X antibodies cards Digievolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2,000 DP for the turn for each yellow or red tamer you have in play. It's actually pretty good. End your turn. For each tamer you have in play, this Digimon gains 1,000 DP. That's not bad, honestly. And then the yellow one. When digivolving, you may play 1 yellow tamer card from your hand without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects on the tamer played with this effect don't activate, which is fine because none of the yellow tamers have an on-play effect. And your turn, inheritable. While you have 3 or more yellow tamers in play, this Digimon gains an extra security. It may sound like it doesn't, that won't come up, but it surprisingly does with how reliant this deck is on tamers. And because Marcus is a yellow and red, at least the one, the important one, and we play some other yellow tamers, that does come up. So personally, it's like you can switch around with the ratios. Like maybe 3-3 would be nice. I don't know. I feel like this is like comes down to player preference. I'm not really sure. This lineup worked okay, so I don't think I'd really make any changes, but I can see why this ultimate lineup would be a little off to some people. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. We read every comment we get, so if you have any ideas, let us know. Alrighty. That's it for the ultimates, and now time for the megas. Obviously, 4-shot BT12 Shinegreymon. What can I say? This is pretty much the bread and butter for the deck. This is the main card you use to combo with your Marcus Daemon. If you don't know what it does, basically all Marcus Daemons in play as a Digimon gain an extra 3k and a security. And really quick, yeah, plus security. When digivolving, for each yellow and or red tamer you have in play, one of your opponent's Digimon and all your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3,000. And this stacks up because your inheritables also minus DP whenever your tamer, whenever you side your tamer. Suspend your tamer, basically. So these really do come in handy, if I'm being honest. And I also played one Omnimon. Mainly because there are a lot of times where you manage to get enough swings and you do need that extra one. Plus, I just like playing Omnimon. Not really much to say there. Now, at the end of this reading these cards off, I'm going to go over a few cards that you could also play. So, if you don't want to miss out on that, if you made it this far, great. But really quickly, I want to stretch this really fast while we're already talking about Shinegreymon. You can also get away with playing the older Shinegreymon, but I'll go over that at the end. Obviously, without a doubt, 4 Marcus Daemons. This is your bread and butter. This is the important card right here. This is the card right here that you always want to see. If you see multiples of it, perfect. You really want to see this card no matter what. Basically, in case, like I said, everyone's new to the deck, the beginning of your main phase, if you have a Greymon in play, you can pay a Greymon or an Agumon in play. You can pay 1 memory and have this card be treated as a 3000 DP Digimon. And when this tamer becomes suspended, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a yellow card with Greymon its name from your hand without paying cost. So basically, that's how you can go from your Rise Greymon to your Shinegreymon in 1 turn without paying any cost. So that's, again, why we play the Agumons with Dinosaur, because the more memory we can serve, the more Marcus we can play. If, we don't see any of the Greymons that let us play for free. I'm also playing 2 of the old school Marcus. This is going to be switched out as soon as the new one comes out. I think that's in BT13, though. 2 Taikamiya and 2 Kari. This card actually is really useful. Start of your turn, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, gain 1 memory. If your opponent has 3 or fewer security cards, gain 1 memory. Gain memory, basically. When one of your red or yellow Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to have all your opponent's security Digimon minus 2,000. This is what I mean by, because of Shinegreymon in this card, you pretty much get to a point where you don't even care what DP Digimon they reveal. And here's the one that you could cut out if you want to play more. Like, if you have other ideas, like if you want to play more, again, I'll go over at the end. This card came up a couple times, but mainly for its first effect. Start of your main, I played 2 Cody. These are a little lopsided. Sorry about that. Yeah, I played 2 Cody. And it's okay. mainly its first effect. Start your main phase. If you have a yellow Digimon to play, gain 1 memory. And you know what? That can stack up, so it's not bad. It's okay though, but I could see why. Honestly, there were times I considered cutting it to play something else. I'll go over that like I said at the end. That's all the tamers, and I played 2 Shining Blasts. Honestly, this card was pretty good, and Sunrise Buster. There's a reason this card's at 1, and I'm not gonna lie, I can see that now. So that's the entire deck. Really quickly though, like I said during the Shinegreymon thing. Now, there are a few other cards you could tech in instead. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. My binder. Alright. Now, one card you could play instead of the Cody, you could play... Return. Alright. You could play the TK and Kari Tamer. Like, you could play that instead if you wanted, instead of the Codys, or if you want to, like, mishmash, like, your lineups. This is one option you can go, because if you have basically... I'll read it real quick. Start your turn. If you have fewer security cards than your opponent, gain 2 memory. So that's not bad, honestly. Your turn. When one of your yellow Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to have one of your opponent's Digimon gain minus 1000 DP. It's actually not bad. And again, those minus DP effects do stack up. Let's see. Now, another card you could easily play. This kind of goes without saying. I'm honestly considering putting this in. Like, I might cut out one of the Shinegreymon X antibodies, because there were times I had too many in my hand. I might tech in one yellow, like maybe 1 or 2 yellow memory boost. That's a card you could use. We all know what the memory boost cards do, so probably no really need to go over that. Also, another card you could use is the old yellow TK that basically lets you look at your security stack. I forgot. I'll put a picture of it right here. I should remember to. But it's really good. Another good yellow tamer. Now, 2 more cards you could still play. And honestly, these cards aren't bad. And I might want to do a little experimenting with these, even after the new cards come out. The yellow Wargreymon and the old Shinegreymon. Now, really quickly, let me go over what each does. Let's see. This should focus. Yellow Wargreymon. I think, like most people, I'm a little too used to the red or the black, like the red or the red-black one. Man, my camera just doesn't want to agree with me today. Okay, when attacking, once per turn, you may add to the top card of your security stack to your hand to unsuspend this Digimon, and have one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 6,000 DP this turn. Now think about it. You combine this with the TK and Kari, and all your other cards that minus DP, you could literally just take care of your opponent's Digimon by minusing DP. Plus, basically this thing lets you swing twice. So that's actually pretty good. Like, you could swing, use this effect, swing again, and let's say you even got... But unfortunately, you can't use it to go into Omnimon. Unfortunately, that's one issue. But, hey... Still, 2 swings, it's pretty good. And now the old school Shinegreymon. When digivolving, suspend all of your yellow tamers. For each tamer you suspended this way, activate the following effect. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for the turn. Your turn. This Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP for each tamer you have in play. That means you, like, let's say hypothetically, you have your, let's get like this. Let's say hypothetically you got your Cody. You got your Marcus. Heck, let's be real, because of all the search power the deck has, you probably might even have 2 Marcus in play, because he does still count as a tamer. And even if you have this, like also this in play, you're literally minusing your opponent's Digimon by if your opponent gets minus 4,000 for the turn. Yeah, for each tamer you suspend this way, activate the following. One of your opponents, so for each one, your opponent's going to be losing like 16,000 right there. And don't forget again also the other abilities when they suspend, especially if you're using, like I said, the if you want to tech in the this one, you could really take like it's like that SpongeBob meme. Whoa, you destroyed that guy without even touching him. You literally minus your opponent's Digimon by so much DP. So this card is honestly not a bad like one of Tekken, which I might try out honestly. Plus, after that, he gains like a couple of thousand DP for each one, so that's pretty good. So that's two cards right there that you could keep that you honestly could have in mind when playing the deck. So that's the entire deck right here. I'm gonna definitely be experimenting with this more to end and obviously when the new set when EX4 comes out, the deck is gonna change a lot. We're gonna get a new Agumon, a new Greymon, and the card I'm really not looking forward to because yes, we're gonna play it in this deck, but so is Beelzemon, the new Shinegreymon Ruin mode. Although I think I might make an entire video on that later. So if you don't want to miss out on those videos in the future, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And honestly, just thanks for stopping by. We're so close to 100, so if you don't want to miss our 100 subscriber special, if you're not subscribed already, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? I guarantee you, you'll find some videos in all our videos that you'll like. So, besides all that, just thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye.